Hello everyone, I got something special for you today. I'm going to be judging all the hero designs in Deadlock and deciding how to place them on a 5-star system. The criteria is going to be the aesthetics, sounds, lore, and other aspects of the presentation of the character. Gameplay design is not a part of the criteria, but there will be a future video focusing on that topic once I understand all the heroes and their playstyles. The following are just my opinions, and even if you may disagree, hopefully you still have fun watching me analyze and comment on the heroes. I'm using the default order of the heroes, and I'm going to start each one by reading their description and lore. Then I'm going to check out everything in game. Alright, I'm going to start out with Abrams. Charges into close combat. Abrams has the bulk and sustain to lead from the front, often running into the middle of his foes and watching them scatter. If his enemies waste their fire on him, his backline teammates can lay out damage with impunity. A Fate's Tale. Hard-hitting, hard-headed, and hard-drinking, Detective Abrams has been a fixture on the New York investigating scene for years. From stolen art to missing persons to ritual murders, Abrams didn't just take any case that came across his desk. He solved them. But his days of following cheating spouses came to an end the day he opened his office door and found the tome sitting on his desk. No instruction was left for him save for a brief note scrawled in onyx blood that read, "Don't let them have it." Abrams hasn't figured where the thing came from, but seeing as his home has been broken into, his office tossed on 3 different occasions, and his car firebombed, he has a vested interest in figuring out what the hell is going on. Oh man, he sounds like a super interesting guy. Got some shotgun shells in his belt. His gun is gigantic. Bro, look at this fucking gun. God damn. Basically a gigantic shotgun revolver. For some reason, the end of his limbs end up going pink. From blue to pink or red, I don't know what you would call it. His horns, his hands. He's holding the tome. He has his detective badge. Wearing a tie with the clip. So that it stays in place. He's wearing some type of overalls. What is that for? Oh, it keeps his vest together, huh? Is that what it's for? I feel like it keeps his vest on him. They thought of everything. This guy has a cigarette that's already about to... Dash is about to fall off. Got a pretty chatty facial hair. Yep, pink nose. Pretty nerdy glasses. Yellow eyes. I think he looks fucking amazing. Sick ass design. Now let's look at his abilities.
Let's see what this book can do.
I love the sound effect whenever he has it open. It's very Ghost vibes.
I'm not afraid of you.
He opens the book and it projects something.
Run, Howards.
And then that spooky sound effect comes in.
I'll take you all on.
That's sick.
Fight!
And it has a very dramatic sound when you open and close the book. Then you got his tackle. The animation is pretty cool.
Out of my way. Go, go.
Has a nice effect too when you first pop it. Give you that sense of speed. Then his ultimate.
Coming in.
Ooh, he's holding the Bible. Boom, he crashes down with the Bible, potentially.
This is the end.
The sound effect is pretty cool. Boom. Leaves the earthquake marks on the floor.
Let's go.
Jumping. Double jump. Pretty standard. His dash? I love his dash. It's very beastly. Yeah. His dash is pretty cool. Let's see. How it looks from this angle. Ooh. Oh man. You don't want this motherfucker dashing at you like that. His melee? He hits you with the gun or the Bible.
Going in. Need help on yellow. Thank you. What's the plan? Pull back. Headed this way.
He sounds pretty damn cool. I think I'm gonna put him in S tier. I think he's really sick looking. I think his voice actor is great and he sounds amazing. His moveset is not as flashy, but for his archetype, everything looked good and sounded good, felt good. Bebop hooks an enemy for a knockout combo. Bebop can string together his abilities in many different ways, disrupting enemy position, saving an ally, or dealing bursts of damage. When the situation doesn't require subtlety, his giant laser still solves many problems. A Fate's Tale. Forged by the hands of a widowed junkyard attendant, Bebop was more than just some scrap golem laborer. He was the son she couldn't have. Together they work in the iron yard during the day and listen to jazz at night. It was a predictable, if not comforting, routine, but now Bebop's creator has fallen ill, and while Miss Shelley wouldn't approve of the activities that Bebop does at night to pay for her medicine, what she doesn't know can't hurt her. Damn, he's an honorable robot, huh? Taking care of Miss Shelley. Off the rip, I love the way that he runs. His dashes are pretty cool. His melee with the big old ball. His crouch. His gun is cool. Looking from his back, he has so much detail. I never really paid attention. He's a whole ass machine. I like the asymmetry in his arms. One of them is small and athletic, and the other one's this fucking wrecking ball of destruction. From the front, he also looks pretty cool. Honestly, I kind of slept on him. Looking at him in game when I'm playing matches, I never really looked at his design up close, but I actually think he looks pretty sick. Let's look at his moves. He has pretty good range too. I think that uppercut looks pretty cool. The bomb. It flies to the person. What does it look like? The hell? Oh shit, I didn't mean to kill him. My bad.
You're on borrowed.
That's cool. Well, the sound effect is cool. The look of the bomb is pretty cool too, I guess. The way it attaches seems weird. His hook is decently animated, I would say. Oh, you can see his hand. That's pretty cool. The effects, the sound. Pretty dope.
Stay together. Need help on yellow. Thanks.
Has some type of accent.
What's the plan? Stay together.
Like Australian. Okay. The voice is whatever. Oh yeah, let me change the names. Bebop, honestly, his abilities or whatever looking, I really liked his visual design, but I wasn't a fan of his voice that much. I don't think it matches him that well. I'm gonna put him in 2 out of 5. Dynamo locks down the enemy team. Dynamo keeps himself and his allies healthy while waiting for his moment. Few things can warp a fight more than a well-coordinated use of singularity. A Fate's Tale. As a scientist, Professor Dynamo always had an inquisitive mind. When a rift in space and time opened up in Central Park, he was first on the scene to investigate. And while he expected such a majestic sight to be life-changing, he was thinking more in a metaphorical way as opposed to having his body atomized and reduced to a tiny dying star. What the fuck? That is crazy. But while his body is gone, his spirit and lust for knowledge lives on. A tenured professor at Columbia College, Dynamo looks to learn more about his condition while maintaining his class load. After all, he has future minds to inspire. He's got a big old bag and it's holding all kinds of school supplies. He's got pencils, notebooks, other types of books, protractors, some type of electrical device. He's a full-blown robot. His head is floating. His outfit gives me Norbit vibes. He's some type of Freemason with that thing on his belt or what? And I love how his head is that tiny dying star. Looks freaking amazing. He's got the nerdy glasses. His dash looks very similar to Bebop's. Might be the same.
Stay back! Wave!
The sound effect is amazing.
Shockwave's out!
Whenever you land it,
Can't fail!
it does constellations. You see that? That's pretty sick. His teleport looks pretty cool too.
If I reassemble. Time for applied science. Building a wormhole.
Yeah, his teleport's cool.
I'm helping!
The heal. The sound effect is very nice. And the ultimate. Everything's gravitating around him.
I'm doing it!
His ultimate is amazing.
I'm holding!
His gun gives me ray gun vibes. His gun is really badass. I like how his extremities are all floating, except for his feet. Oh no, his feet are floating too, I think. Yeah, that's pretty sick. I'm a big fan of his character design. I'm gonna put Dynamo in 5 out of 5 as well. Great Talon delivers long-range skill shots. A cunning predator, Great Talon uses a combination of deadly accuracy, traps, and clever positioning to bring down the toughest of opponents. A Fate's Tale. A founding member of the Baxter Society, Wesley Great Talon spent close to 40 years hunting monsters that preyed on man, before finally deciding to find a replacement and lay down his bow. Great Talon's duties had meant that he never spent much time with his wife and kid, and now that his son has started a family of his own, he realized that this was his last chance to reconnect with the people he loved. Bro, look at all this shit. Are they trying to tell me his whole life story or what? Retirement suited Wesley. He doesn't even look like a Wesley. What's going on with this shit? He made up for lost time with his wife. He doted on his grandkids. He cooked dinner for the whole family every Wednesday. He was happy. Dude, this is weird. Then he got the call. The authorities claimed that it was a freak accident, that the fire consumed his son's house before anyone got a chance to escape. But Wesley knew better. His son's wife was Ixion, whoever that is. She could snuff out flame with a thought. If their bodies were found burned, they had to be dead long before there was a fire. So they were assassinated. And so Great Talon has picked up his bow once more, and when he finds who's responsible, there will be a bloody reckoning. He's on some Taken shit. I feel like his whole backstory doesn't really fit him though. Let's go check him out. On his back, he has his ammo. His stance is very weird for like an older dude, I feel. He doesn't give me old person vibes. His arrows, the way that he swings, that he pulls back is very fluid. And the sound effect is pretty nice. But the gun looks like a toy. His costume is whatever to me, honestly. He should have been a younger character. The way that he talks and moves around and shit. The only thing I like about his visual is the colors that they chose for him. Let's look at his abilities. I like his roll.
Sending arrow.
The sound effect on this is cool, but it's whatever. This move, I feel like he looks so stiff when he's doing this.
What hit them?
His trap, I like the artwork on it. But it's nothing special. The only thing I like about this character is his ultimate.
Let them run.
And his ultimate's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to put Great Talon in 1 out of 5. Literally the only thing I like about this character is his ultimate. And I bet he's fun to play, don't get me wrong, but I think he might be one of the wackest characters. Haze. Sneaks in and sprays bullets. When Haze fixates on a target, she can hold her own in a firefight. She prefers to create one-sided exchanges, avoiding damage than picking off unsuspecting targets up close. A Fate's Tale. The Occult Security and Investigation Commission is a black box government organization that makes the CIA look transparent. It falls on the men, women, and entities of the OSIC to keep the country safe from sinister forces that are beyond the capabilities of local law enforcement. As a member of the notorious Sandman Division, Haze is routinely tasked with infiltrating the dreams of persons of interest to assess their threat level and, if needed, to put them to sleep. Interesting. She's got some backpacks. Oh, they're attached to her weapons? No, they're attached to her wrist. Not sure. Got some knives on her back. 2 silenced automatic SMGs or pistols. And they sound incredible. I like the colors that they chose for her. Ooh. The guns look sick. Some big ass silencers too. Face is spooky. Her hair's weird. Got some boots. She looks like everything's latex or plastic. I think she looks cool except for her face and hair. It's not that cool. Her guns are sick. Everything else is sick. Let's look at her abilities.
Be still.
Sleep dagger. That's a cool effect. Puts them all to sleep. Oh yeah, her invisibility's badass.
Time to disappear.
She slowly gains speed until she's hauling ass. The sound effects are really good.
Message.
Oh, her ultimate. The sound effects are amazing. The animation is amazing. Gives me the Matrix vibes. Her dash is awesome. Ooh. Her dash is awesome. Sick. Listen to her voice lines.
Going in. Edit to orange.
I like her voice. It has echoes and shit. Haze, I'm gonna put in 3 out of 5, but she could move up to 4 out of 5. We'll see. Also, I might have forgotten to test some of the voices, but to recap the ones that I forgot. Abrams, I think he sounds amazing. Dynamo sounds pretty cool. Bebop, I don't think it really fits him, his voice. And Great Talon, I don't think his voice fits him at all. Sounds like he should be a younger person based on his voice. Infernus lights up enemies and watches them burn. Infernus has many ways to deal damage over time, burning foes before swooping in for the kill. Due to Infernus's blazing speed, His enemies won't be able to escape the flames. Off of this picture, he looks freaking sick. A Fate's Tale. Like most teenagers, Infernus was wild, rebellious, and impetuous. Unlike most teenagers, Infernus was a creature from another plane and had a supernatural mastery over fire. Needless to say, his youth was filled with no small amount of arson, murder, and evidence disposal. But that was then. Now an adult, Infernus has mellowed out considerably. He's happy working at a bar with good live music and talking to interesting people. That being said, when someone at the bar gets belligerent or violent, he's not afraid to dust off the skills he once honed. Random ass backstory, but it sounds coolish. Let's go look at him in game. It looks like he's a bartender or some shit, right? He's holding his catalyst, whatever you may want to call them. Wearing some overalls. Has a towel. He's like a proper bartender. I like that his gun is just him holding his finger like that. That looks freaking cool. His hat looks dope. The colors that they chose look dope. He has a toothpick. Nah, this guy's swagged out. The glasses that they chose are dope. His fedora's sick.
Incinerate.
That looks pretty cool.
Try to keep up.
He shrugs off his hand. That's dope. His ultimate.
Action.
Oh, the sound effect is amazing. Hella damage over time.
I'm going in. Need help on yellow.
Thanks. What's the plan?
Pull back.
Headed this way.
Stay together.
That sounds cool. Infernus. I think he's actually really sick. I'm gonna put him in 5 out of 5. Amazing character design. Ivy sets up a power duo with the lucky ally. Ivy has disruptive combat tricks that slow and stun enemies. She's most effective when linking up with an ally, empowering her and her allies' guns as well as sharing heals. Holy shit. What is this wall of text? A Fate's Tale. The gargoyle didn't know what was happening when it sprang to life, just that a big human and a small human were being hurt. And so the gargoyle leapt to action, sending the attackers fleeing in horror. The small human said thank you and asked the gargoyle's name. The gargoyle didn't have one, and so the small human said, I'm going to call you Ivy. The gargoyle, being covered in ivy at the time, thought it was a bit obvious, but decided to go along with it for the small human's sake. The humans asked if Ivy would come home with them so they could show their appreciation, and so Ivy walked with them. That night she learned much. The family were called the Arroyos. The little one, Sofia, mofongo is what they called a plate of deliciousness. But most importantly, she learned that the people attacking them were called the Mendoza Syndicate, and they were hurting people, nice people like the Arroyos. 18 years have passed since the day the Arroyos took Ivy home, and during that time she made it her mission to dismantle the Mendoza Syndicate and free Spanish Harlem from its grasp. However, the thing about dedicating your life to a single pursuit for nearly 2 decades is that you don't really know what to do once you achieve it. For the first time in her life, Ivy is prepared to venture outside of Spanish Harlem and see what the world has to offer beyond vigilante justice. God damn, that is a long ass fucking backstory. She's a gargoyle that came to life. I like the colors that they chose for her. Her tail's interesting. She's still half gargoyle. Half stone still. She's got all the ivy in her arms and her gun. The wings. Yeah. I love this character design. It's fucking sick. Her gun's like some old school gun. Creepy looking. I love the hat that she's wearing. Her face is still pretty low res. Oh, it grows the vines. That looks pretty nice.
Tethers up.
Throws the vine at the people.
You can't hurt me.
Turns into the gargoyle. The bomb. Sound effects and everything are pretty cool. Yeah, her gun sounds cool and it shoots pretty fucking fast. I'm honestly a really big fan of Ivy. Her design, her voice, everything. Her backstory's weird, but we'll roll with it. I'm gonna put her in 5 out of 5. Kelvin freezes enemies in their tracks. Timely heals and splitting a team fight properly is the difference between an easy victory or a ruinous defeat. Gliding around slowing enemies gives Kelvin's team the maneuvering advantage to make this happen. A Fate's Tale. A famed adventuring scientist, Kelvin made it his life's mission to explore and understand the unknowable. So naturally, when rumors surfaced regarding an 8th astral gate hidden in the Arctic, Kelvin couldn't build an expedition team fast enough. Assembling the brightest minds of his generation, Kelvin and his team set forth with much fanfare. They never returned. A year and a half later, the frozen body of Kelvin was found by a fishing trawler, his corpse clutching a rock edge with glowing runes. The crew chipped away at the ice, looking to get a closer look at the body, and were shocked when Kelvin opened his eyes. Whoa. They checked his vitals. There was no pulse. They sought to bandage his open wounds. There was no blood. And yet, impossibly, Kelvin was alive. Having no memory of what happened on the expedition, Kelvin is looking for answers. What the fuck? His face looked like he got blood circulating though. He's not pale. Some clothes definitely fitted for the Arctic. Got some type of containers in the back. That mysterious stone that's keeping him alive. He's got May's gun basically. Yeah, his gun looks pretty sick too. Stone, I love the way that the stone comes in and out. That looks dope. I wonder if he dies without the stone then. His gun sounds really good. Skating around is nice. That's cool. It's cool that you can make structures like that with him. His beam is cool.
There's nowhere to run.
His ultimate is cool. His dash looks similar to the others.
Going in. Need help on ya? Thanks. What's the plan? Pull back. Headed this way. Stay together.
I like his voice actor. I like his costume. I like his moves, how they look. His voice actor, everything blends together. The sound effects are good. 5 out of 5. Lady Geist. Sacrifices health, then drains it back. Expending health to achieve devastating effects is the source of Lady Geist's power. When running low, she can drain the life out of her rivals. I love this picture. A Fate's Tale. Once, Lady Gian Geist was the toast of the town, but as time passed and her beauty faded, she found herself further and further from her glory days in high society until finally she was nothing more than a frail woman in a nursing home, telling stories of a glorious past. And that's when Oathkeeper revealed himself. A powerful spirit from another plane, Oathkeeper offered her a path to reclaim her past glories. He could restore her youth. All she had to do was drain the essence of the living to sustain herself. Geist was torn. Obviously, murder was ghoulish business, and undoubtedly, Oathkeeper was not an entity that could be trusted, but still, the thought of having a second chance of reliving her youth was too good to pass up, and so she concocted a plan. After making a pact with the Oathkeeper, she would bind and ward him, limiting his influence and pull over her. Oathkeeper would still get fed, but on her terms, not his. However, as years have turned to decades, the strength of the ward has weakened and Oathkeeper hungers more than he ever has in the past. Oh, her backstory's sick. My goodness. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. Hmm. She's super pale. She's dressed very provocatively. I don't know what's on her bag. Maybe that's her bag? Got that fancy bag? Or is that where she's keeping the spirit? Maybe the arm that's the spirit. That's the lock. I like her ghost arm. I like her gigantic scarf. I like her hairstyle, the little thing that's on her hair, her earrings. I love her revolver. Her necklace. Made her pretty. She looks very classy. Her gun sounds badass. Oh yeah, her dash is nice.
My misery will be shared. Die! You will know it. Your death is inevitable. You will suffer. It starts with a simple cut. From here, only misery will follow. I won't go quietly.
That looks pretty cool. That's cool.
You think you're winning?
Those animations.
In. Need help on yellow. Thank you. What's the plan? Headed to orange. Pull back.
Her abilities are not that cool looking though. I'm gonna put her in 4 out of 5. Lash dives down to stomp his foes. Lash gives his enemies little room to breathe, either by flying in from long distances to initiate combat with unsuspecting enemies, or pursuing said enemies when they try to run. What the fuck? A Fate's Tale. Jacob Lash is an asshole. That's all you need to know. He's a fucking asshole. A rope and more rope and a big ass anchor? Okay. Mechanical arm? Or a glove? Gloves in both hands. Wow. Brass knuckles. He does give me asshole vibes. Are his eyes closed? What the hell's wrong with his eyes? Maybe they haven't added eyes yet on him. But anyway, he looks like those old drawings of like the Irish fighters or some shit. Gives that type of vibe. With the knuckles up. It's got a tattoo. An anchor in it. His glove looks pretty cool. Yeah, his glove is badass. Glove gun. Shoots in a burst. That's pretty cool. His dash looks pretty standard. Oh. His air dashes are different, I think.
You want to mess with me? I'm about to show you why I'm best. You want to mess with the Lash? I'm done playing with you. I got you number, baby. They're not even trying.
Going in. Need help on... Thanks. What's the plan? Pull back.
He's got some good sound effects. His voice fits him, considering he's supposed to be an asshole and a cocky bastard. I don't know. I think I'm gonna put him 3 out of 5. I would even consider 2 out of 5. Nah, but he be saying some funny shit though. I'll leave him at 3 out of 5. McGinnis controls the battle with combat turrets. Precise placement is everything for McGinnis. Whether she's creating a kill zone or splitting the enemy team, she can help keep her team running, making them hard to dislodge when entrenched. A Fate's Tale. Maggie McGinnis always had a knack for building things. At 4, she was using Lincoln logs to recreate architectural marvels. At 10, she built and rewired a custom light fixture for her parents' anniversary. At 15, she designed a machine that refined the souls of the dead. What? That last one got a little more attention than the Lincoln logs. Now the head of Fairfax Industries military R&D department, McGinnis spends her time in the machine shop, not in the lab. She's not interested in theory. To her, science is magic you can touch. Oh, interesting. She's got a hammer, some bags, holding a big ass turret. The way that her turret fires and sounds and looks is amazing. The way she reloads it is pretty cool too. I'm guessing her back is where the turrets are at. It's giving me Zarya vibes the way she carries her gun. She has a welder helmet. The turrets look pretty awesome too. The healing thing is pretty cool too.
Check the battlefield. Need more firepower.
Gigantic barrier. Oh yeah, she has this dash. She has no stamina. Oh, nice. You can make it look cooler though. Looks like they're coming out of thin air.
Going in. Need help on... Thanks. What's the plan? Pull back! Headed this way. Stay together.
I'm actually I'm gonna bump down Lash to 2 out of 5. And I'm gonna put McGinnis on 3 out of 5. I feel like that looks nice. Cause I think McGinnis is cooler than them. So, Mo and Krill. Burrows underneath his enemies. By burrowing through the ground, Mo and Krill can get the drop on almost anyone, and once they get in close, the results can be devastating. A Fate's Tale. Mo and Krill are members of the Tunnel Rats, a group that help facilitate illicit trade and commerce between the boroughs thanks to a network of underground tunnels. But while most denizens of the New York underworld respect the work the rats do, every once in a while a gang tries to exploit the tunnel. Exploit the tunnel system for personal vendettas. That's when Mo and Krill step in and remind the city what happens to those who disrespect their hospitality. Damn. Gangsters. What does he got on his back? He's got a shovel. And I don't even know what that is, man. It's gonna bury some motherfuckers. They're both dressed like mobsters. His gun looks pretty cool. I love both of their designs. I think it's pretty cool. One of them looks like a pig and the other one looks like a monkey. Got that Tommy gun. It's not the most detailed, but I really love their design. It reminds me of Abrams' dash. Might be the same one. This gun sounds pretty good. I like that it's a spray gun. That ability's whatever.
We will never yield. Let's dig.
The burrowing is pretty cool. I love when they pop out and he's spinning like that. It looks so sick.
You're not killing us.
The disarm looks pretty cool. And the ultimate is hilarious.
Can't hold them for long. Take care of them.
He's tasing them.
Got him, Mom.
He's tasing them while the other one smacks the shit out of him. That ultimate is hilarious.
Going in. Need help on yellow. Thanks. What's the plan? Pull back. Headed this way. Stay together. I'm going in.
I think his voice really matches the little guy. Mo and Krill, I think they belong in 5 out of 5 too. Their abilities are, well, you know what? I love the character design and I love that they're a duo, but now that I think about it, the abilities are not as cool as these guys in terms of pure coolness factor. I'll put them in 4. Paradox. Manipulates space and time. Manipulating time lets Paradox outspace an enemy in one-on-one combat. She thrives by subjecting her enemies to timely swaps into a waiting pulse grenade, her wall, or into the middle of her teammates. A Fate's Tale. Paradox, an artifact of time in the name of a notorious thieves guild, one that prides themselves on constructing elaborate heists that target the most untouchable of individuals and institutions. What does Paradox do with the countless artifacts, state secrets, and celebrity paternity tests that they have stolen? Put it on display at pop-up museums so that they can show the world that no one is out of Paradox's reach. Shrouded in mystery, each member of Paradox dons a mask and takes on the organization's name. They are everywhere, they are nowhere, and if they want something, they are inevitable. Some of these backstories are dumb. Oh, I love her dash. Got a burst pistol. Gun sounds good and everything. The costume, she has this big ass trench coat, boots, an hourglass on the back, which is an instant epic in my book. Something's coursing through her veins, time juice or some shit. They got that mysterious head ball thing. Said it was a mask, right? Her head is floating. It's pretty thick. I like her proportions. She's probably hot before she became this headless being. Her gun looks trippy as hell. What is this? It almost looks like some type of key. Got a blue rose.
Bombs ready. Time wall.
At the time wall.
This'll slow them down. This should do some work. Who doesn't love playing with time? Accelerating time. Playtime.
The sound effects are incredible.
Wall set.
That looks amazing. This chick, oh man. Paradox, honestly, I love everything about her. I'm gonna put her in 5 out of 5. Amazing character. Everything about her. Costume, the way that her moves look, her voice, her gun. Pocket infiltrates and disrupts the backline. With the powerful shotgun and a thin frame, Pocket relies on their ability to briefly escape into a mystic suitcase and teleport via a flying cloak in order to survive close encounters. A Fate's Tale. Aaron Fairfax, the eldest heir to Fairfax Industries, has been living in hiding for the past 5 years after being shot and left for dead on their 18th birthday. Aaron doesn't know who is trying to keep them from taking control of their parents' company, but in the avarice-fueled Viper's Nest that is Fairfax Industries, it could be anyone. Taking on the name Pocket, Aaron desperately wants to keep their true identity a secret, not only for their own protection, but because they want to forge their own identity separate from their parents. His suitcase with the ghost power inside. Got an interesting jacket. His shotgun looks cool. Some weird shit going on in his arm. I like his costume. It's very classy. He has got that scarf going on. High collar. His shotgun looks epic. I like his hairstyle. His suitcase is cool.
I can't let them push me around. Good God, what am I about to do?
I like his gun a lot. It sounds good and looks good. These are similar dashes to other ones, right? Not sure though. Yeah, I like that ability a lot.
Opening case. You can't stop me.
And that one is freaking cool.
Bet they weren't planning for this.
Sound effects are amazing.
Finally safe. They can't last forever. Going in. Need help on yellow. Thank you. What's the plan? Pull back. Headed this way. Stay together.
For some reason, sometimes when he talks, not on the voice lines, but normal talk, he sounds weird to me. But listening to his voice lines and his abilities, he actually sounds pretty cool. So, Pocket, I think I'm also going to put him in 5 out of 5. His voice, I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's growing on me. And I love everything else about him. He belongs in 5 out of 5. 7. Electrocutes crowds of enemies. 7 thrives in a skirmish waiting for the time to strike. Then he rolls into the fight like a storm and batters his enemies with a cascade of lightning. Oh my god. What the fuck is this? A Fate's Tale. When mystic energy awoke on Earth, the world changed. Anything was possible, but just because anything was possible didn't mean that anything should be possible. And so the government made rules, laws, a means for US citizens to enjoy the benefits of the supernatural world in safety. But rules and laws are for lesser men. Men with limitations. Men who were not 7. There are many rumors about what 7 did to land himself in Lost Whisper, an oubliette for the most dangerous of occultists. But there's no doubt about what happened on the night of his execution. Wards placed by the most powerful ritualists of 7 different nations. Wards designed to not just prevent mystical interference with the execution, but to simultaneously obliterate 7's soul so that it could never be contacted, resurrected, or otherwise be used by someone looking to follow in his footsteps. Failed. Onlookers viewed in horror as the strongest mentalist employed by the US Army's head popped like a grape. They screamed as Scotland Yard's premier occult investigator, the one who allegedly captured 7, crumbled to ash. 7's body buckled and writhed against his restraints, his skin burning from eldritch electricity, and yet he would not die. He laughed. He laughed as he tore himself free from his bondage. He laughed as his captors cowered in fear. He laughed as he massacred his tormentors. He laughed as he tasted the fresh air that was denied to him for years. And he laughed when he thought about what he was going to do once he reached New York City. Oh shit. What the fuck? This guy's a maniac. Let's talk about his costume. He looks like a fucking prisoner. I love the orange costume vibes. It gives me Halloween vibes. He has a whole freaking circuit board or some shit behind him. His rifle is amazing looking. His armor is amazing looking. I love his head. Nah, this character's sick as hell. This character is amazing. Look at that. The back moves. What the heck? His gun is super awesome. Sounds great. Feels great. That looks fucking cool. That's pretty cool. The sound effects are amazing.
Weapons primed.
And his ultimate is super cool. And annoying, but super cool. 7 to me, I think he's one of the sickest characters in this game. His design is perfect, how he talks, all his moves, everything. I love it. 5 out of 5. Shiv. Bleeds out foes, then goes in for a kill. Shiv has zero interest in playing fair, which is why he relies on hit and run tactics to weaken enemies before he dives in for the kill. A Fate's Tale. A loyal member of the Baxter Society, an international order of monster hunters, Shiv travels across North America looking to put down creatures that prey on the living. While his less polished nature and criminal past make some of the more traditional members of the society wary, no one can deny his effectiveness. I don't know what that container is on the back, but it looks cool. He's holding his jacket, which I love. So casual. His shotgun is freaking sick. He's got the fast fire or the fucking nuke for big damage. I really like the way this guy looks. He's got a knife on his chest. I like the pattern inside his shirt. His face is cool. His hair is amazing. Nah, this character is sick. Wow.
Thank you. What's the plan? Pull back. Headed to... Stay together.
Yep. And I feel like the voice matches him pretty well. He has a unique dash too. Oh, look at that shit. I think Shiv also belongs in 5 out of 5. He's very stylish. Vindicta snipes the unsuspecting. Vindicta has the mobility to engage at her leisure, picking at her prey and bleeding them out slowly. Injured enemies at any distance should fear being picked off when she's on the map. A Fate's Tale. A victim of John Hathorne during the Salem witch trials, Vindicta got a second chance of life when her spirit was brought back to the mortal plane during the first Maelstrom, the event that introduced the supernatural to the public at large. Waging a one-ghost war against the Friends of Humanity, a neo-inquisition formed by Hathorne's descendants, Vindicta looks to keep the supernatural safe from Hathorne's ilk, and she isn't afraid to stack as many bodies as needed to do it. She's barefoot. She's blue. For some reason, snipers and hero shooters have to be blue. She has spare stakes on her belt. Has a bell. The bell's bugging out. Her gun sounds cool. I like her long hair with the fucking whatever she's got going on there. Her ghostly look. Her gun is low res though. But I really like her design. It's simple but effective.
Stay put. Stick around. No running. Locking down an area. Stay right there. They're not catching me.
Her flight looks so good.
Close to me. About time. Summoning crows.
That's cool.
I see you.
She has a special dash.
Way. Stay together.
I love her voice actress. I think she deserves to be in 4 out of 5. Her gun's kind of low res, and I don't know, some of her design still needs a little work, I feel. But she's cool, I like her. Viscous rolls around deflecting bullets. Viscous vexes his opponents through clear evasion and strategic uses of healing, enabling him to withstand the most brutal of enemy attacks. A Fate's Tale. The Bermuda Triangle was never a myth. It was a shadowline nexus deep underneath the Atlantic Ocean. For the most part, the things that escaped this astral gate were benign, like Nessie, but now something dark and predatory known only as the adversary hunts the seas, and ocean denizens are scared to death. One of those inhabitants, a psychic sea anemone, wants to do something about it. Summoning an ectoplasmic goo body to traverse the surface, Viscous is desperately trying to summon the patrons in order to keep the deep safe from the horror that lurks below. What the hell's up with his shadow? What the fuck? Skeleton or what? Or it's bugged? Maybe it's bugged, I don't know. Oh, his gun looks similar to Kelvin's. Maybe they haven't made him a gun yet. It looks really similar to Kelvin's. I wonder if they're the same. Let's look at his costume. Well, there's not much to look at. He's just a green blob, but got some shine to it and shit. And then he's got Kelvin's gun, basically. I don't know if this guy's super bare bones.
Ooh, it's harder than you'd think, doesn't it? This is going to be messy.
I don't know how to feel about this ultimate.
This way. Stay together.
He's still missing some voice lines. I'm guessing this guy's pretty new then. Viscous, I really like his voice and his abilities. Like the concept of how he's gonna look in the end once they finish him. But for now, I'm gonna put him in 2 out of 5 because he's not done yet. But he has potential. Warden leads from the front, jumping into the fray and hindering his opponent's ability to fight effectively. But what Warden considers brave, others consider reckless. And if he's not careful, he can easily find himself in over his head. A Fate's Tale. Most people think the supernatural came into the world 50 years ago. They're wrong. Its presence shaped folklore for generations. And as long as there have been people afraid of the shadows, there have been those who dedicated their lives to fighting in them. Coming from a lineage of militant alchemists, Warden's family always trained for the day that they would have to stave off a mystic apocalypse. But as time passed, the importance of the lesson seemed less and less important. What once was viewed as a sincere warning slowly morphed into being perceived as amusing anecdotes told by their superstitious grandparents. When the portal opened in Central Park, Warden's parents realized not only was everything they were told true, they were unprepared. Refusing to let the next generation fall asleep on the job, Warden was trained since birth to be a supernatural killing machine with one purpose: stopping the patrons from ever entering our world. He's an alchemist. Let's look at his gun. Also a little similar to Kelvin and Viscous.
I won't yield.
Okay.
Strike them down.
What the fuck? That hand. Got a baton. Some handcuffs. Got some keys. He's pretty standard looking.
I need to push myself. Time for glory.
He channels and then he unleashes it. It's like a life siphon in a way.
Throwing flask.
Going in. Need help on? Thanks. What's the plan? Headed this way.
Oh man, this one's tough. I think I'm gonna put him 2 out of 5. No, maybe 1 out of 5 on it. He's pretty lame, so I'll put him down there. Got 2 more to go. Wraith. Melts isolated targets. Excelling at one-on-one combat, Wraith isolates targets, eliminating them with ruthless efficiency, then teleporting away before anyone can retaliate. A Fate's Tale. The cornerstone of the New York gambling scene, Wraith's organization is about as open as secret as it comes. However, thanks to a non-trivial amount of bribes, shakedowns, and blackmail, Wraith knows that she's above the law. Yeah, her gun's pretty badass. Let's look at her costume. Got the big old coat, gangster hat, Tommy gun. I like her hair, even though it clips into the jacket. Got 2 prosthetic arms. Oh no, wait. Oh shit. Oh damn. She's actually got her hands in her pockets. And the prosthetic arms are doing all the work. That is freaking sick. Damn, she's a fucking badass. Got a magical hand, the Tommy gun, which looks great. She looks very cool. I love her coat. Her hat with a little card on it, her hair. Everything looks amazing. She throws the cards.
I love this trick.
That's freaking cool. Teleport. Throws the card again. Okay. Increases the fire rate. And then the stun. This stun is insanity. Boom. That looks pretty cool.
I'm going in. Need help on... Thanks. What's the plan? Pull back. Headed this way. Stay together.
I like her voice lines and everything. Ooh, she has a special dash. Her looks, oh my gosh, she's so cool looking. She deserves a 5 out of 5. Yamato delivers charged attacks with finesse. Yamato uses precise strikes to decimate her rivals. However, such damaging attacks often will leave her exposed, so she needs to make every shot count. Whoa! A Fate's Tale proceeds to write a whole essay in Japanese. Hopefully it's interesting. Her primary fire is cool. Her secondary fire is also cool. Got the AoE bomb. Her costume. She's wearing traditional samurai garb. I like the colors that they chose for her. Her armor looks cool. Swords look pretty cool. Armor and everything, great. You got some great looking abilities. Sword into the slash, the other slash, the ultimate. I don't know if this is her own dash, but
Together.
I feel like her voice matches pretty good with her character. And finally, I'll put her in 5 out of 5. She could be 4 out of 5 also, but some of her abilities, her one is really cool looking. And then the other ones are pretty decent looking. No, you know what? I think I'm going to bump her down to 4 out of 5. Because these guys are all top notch. Well, that was all the heroes rated by their designs. Hopefully it was a fun watch and something different than the usual Deadlock content. I'm new to YouTube, so I appreciate all the support. I have videos on my channel covering other Deadlock topics and have ideas for many more in the future. Thank you for watching and have a good day.